Hey folks, Carl here and welcome to episode 3 of Bandai's Y-Wing. Okay folks, so we have been motoring on. The last you saw we'd got the primer down, so we have now got the base colour down and onto all the major parts. So if we zoom in, we can see we've used XF55 deck tan, and it's not turned out too bad. A little bit more creamy coloured than what you'd see in the movies, but I'm not one for doing things accurate or perfect. So that is the base paint done on the main body. We have also gone ahead and done the engine pods, both sets, so engine 1 and engine 2. I've made a decision on the colour for the flashes and accents, and that is going to be X13 metallic blue, and this is going to be a part of Blue Squadron. So we have gone ahead and we have painted the accents on the engine a blue, and the cockpit we have gone and sprayed the metallic blue for the accents, and we've also gone and put the cockpit on and we've sprayed that with XF03, and that is a medium sea grey number 2 RAF. So, and there it is. So we're having the cockpit open, as you can see. We've still got the guns to add into the front of there. There we go. So, and we have also gone ahead and started painting up the two pilots. So far we've got the orange and the black. We've still got to add the white on the helmets and on the webbing on their back and the leg straps that go around the legs. So we've still got to paint that in, and the faces and the helmets. So that is where we are currently up to. The base is probably got another day or two left. We've done some test fitting and it all still fits. We're going to have to add some more of the buff and gravel because we'll need to cover some parts up where it connects. The broken parts are all interconnected and stuff like that. We shall be doing some masking and covering up with that. So I am going to carry on painting up the detail work. So what have we got to do? We've got the figures to finish off, which I've just shown you, and we've also got pipe work on here to paint. Now I'm going to look at some reference pictures to see which ones of these were the copper colour. I don't think there was too many, so I might add some extras and I might paint some different colours in there as well, some metallic colours. Maybe use this gunmetal, and we've got the dark copper for the standard one. So we just might add some other different colours in there. So and then we've got to add a wash, etc. So we'll gloss coat first. There's a few decals to add. We need to add the TIE Fighter to the nose cone of the Y-Wing. As you know, there is a TIE Fighter that goes on the front of this cockpit. Very small decal. See if we can see it. There it is, right there. If we zoom you in, we'll see if we can see it. Got a pointy stick. I'll try and get a pointy stick. So it's that one, right there, little TIE Fighter. And that sits right on the nose, right there. So, I'm going to carry on, get some bits and pieces done, and we'll be right back. Hey folks, so we have been motoring on with the painting. So we have gone on forward and painted figures. So let's have a zoom in and have a look. So we've got the R5 unit in the middle there. We painted it with the metallic blue so it matches the colour of the ship, and as you can see on the men we've also added a blue accent to the top of the helmet, and we've done a little squiggle on the side of the helmet to represent a squadron symbol. There's nothing specific about it, it's just a couple of dabs of paint on there. So there we go. So those guys are ready for a gloss coat, so we can do a little bit of wash on them. We have also gone ahead and put on the canopy, and as you can see inside, the paint work of the actual cockpit itself is all done inside. So there we go, you can make all that out. And we have also gone ahead and painted the front of the engines, which is there, and these are both exactly the same apart from them being opposite, like so. So several colours in there, and that is where we are up to. Next on the list for hand painting will be the body itself, and we should be getting on and painting some of this pipe work. So I'm going to continue with this, and I shall talk to you shortly. Okay folks, that is us done with the top of this and the pipe work. I'm not going to bother painting anything on the bottom because this is going to be sitting belly down in the dirt, so not put much on there. Put a few copper pipes in. On the reference pictures it only had this one and this one painted, and I've gone ahead and painted this one in, and I've also gone and painted a couple with aluminium silver, this one here and this one. I've gone ahead and painted some of the others with the gunmetal. Now I've also gone ahead and painted a couple of panels, slightly different colours. We've got deck tan here, here, a little bit along there, and we've also gone and putted some of the sea grey in there. I have done so there's a little bit inside there. There are a few other bits and pieces spotted about, I can't see them now. So that is that done. So as far as I can see, that is all of the base painting done. Now we are going to move over and get this glossed up so we can start adding the washes. Once we've done the initial wash, we will then get it actually fixed into the model and where we want it, and we will do the last part of the touching up when it's fixed to the base. We are going to be putting score marks, and we're going to be putting worn out metal, so we're going to be dry brushing across the model and putting like where the wind's been at it and taking off the top layer of paint. So I shall get these all gloss coated up, so it'll be a couple of days doing that because we shall spray it once, let it dry for around about 24 hours and then spray it again and again leave for 24 hours. So I shall be back in a couple of days and I'll see you in a moment. Okay folks, we are moving on. It's been a couple of days and we now have the gloss coat on, and I've gone ahead and I've done a final test fit before we start doing anything else. A couple of pictures going up here now. So we put all the parts on and we have started to bend them and put them into some sort of shape of how we want them to look as they are sitting on the dio. This last piece from over here. So we have all the bits together that we want to be together, and we've started bending and shaping things. So I've gone ahead and we have also started to do a few of the pieces with their first wash. Now we're using UMP's clay wash. We're using dark dirt on this occasion, and this is just to give it its first pass over, to give it that dirt look and to bring out some of the detail in some of the pieces. So we've gone ahead and we've started to put onto these. So if we see if we can get this to focus in, there we go. So obviously we're only going to see the back of this guy, and he's going to be lying down, face down like so. So that dark dirt is starting to bring out some of the detail. Same for this chap or chapette, whichever it may be. And we've done the R2 unit as well, just to add that little bit of dirt and used look. And the main first part we've done is the nose section. So I'll zoom out a little bit because this is a little bit bigger. It's quite a subtle look, but it's bringing out the panel lines and the cockpit lines, and then we've got on the back as well. So this stuff, all as you do with it, you decant a small amount into a tub, about as much as you think you're going to need, and then you need a brush for applying it with, and then some water for washing it off with, and some sort of kitchen roll or tissue or something like that. And all as you will do is, if I get a piece out now, which piece shall we do? We've done those, all as we are basically doing is getting a piece. Give this a good shake up, because it is a clay base and it does separate quite quickly, so you have to keep this stuff shook and mixed. Even when you pour it into the little tub like this, if you leave it in there for 10-15 minutes, you are going to have to stir it up and shake it up again. Just clean this lid, stop it from clogging up. Put the lid back on. So, take your brush, a little bit you decanter, give it another stir up. Take most of it off the brush, because you're not going to need a huge amount on the brush, because this stuff really does go quite a long way. So you take your piece, let's get a little bit of something to put it into, and then it's literally just a matter of brushing it on, getting the whole piece covered. Like so. Then leave it to dry. Simple as that. Let's take another piece. So this one has one of the arms attached to it with a very slight bend in it. So again, we are going to do exactly the same. Just brush it all on, all over, like so. And I'm going to fill this part up as well. Get it all over. There we go, and again, we'll just leave that to dry. So, we'll just leave those to dry for a few minutes. Clean that off my brush, I'll give it a wash out. With it being water based and clay based, if it dries out it doesn't make that much of a difference, plus it's an old brush anyway. So we'll keep that to one side, because we'll go ahead and do some more in a moment off camera once these are done. So we'll take our rag to a little bit of water, like so, just on the table, spread it out a bit because we don't want to soak all that up, we only want a small amount onto the end of there. This needs to be damp rather than wet. So take our first piece, as you can see that is almost dry, and then it's just a matter of wiping it away. And you can take off or leave on as much as you want. I think that we'll do is, if we zoom in now, there's not a lot left on there, and all it's done is it's caught in some of the recesses of the piece. Yep. Oh, zoom back out and go to switch to the dry side. Let's see if we can take some of that streak off. And there we go. Done. Obviously there's going to be some more weather effects done on this, but for now gives it just that first coat and starts to get some of the dirt and grime into the recesses of the part. So this is not quite there, but it should be enough. I'm just going to exactly the same again, just wipe off. What it is that you don't want. There we go. Moving out of my own light there, zoom in a little bit. I always go the wrong way. There we go, you can see it's just left some dirt and grime in the piece. There we go, that is done. So I'm going to go off camera now and finish the rest of the pieces. So I'll get all these done and we will talk to you shortly. Okay folks, as you can see my hands are filthy, but we have finished putting on the clay wash. So these parts we've already seen, along with these two bits. So we've gone and we've done these two. It may very well be that once we actually get it onto the dial we need to add a little bit more to put it all the same, because I think these have turned out a little bit lighter than what I have done everything else. So we have the engine pots, or the bottom end of the engine pots there. We also have the main engine pods here, which are now done. So zoom in. So all we've done is we've put the clay on, the clay wash on, and then just wiped it off. And we're now leaving them to dry. Same for this one. They're obviously still a little bit shiny as well because of the gloss coat. Those, and of course, last but not least, the main engine part. Now this part is a little bit more difficult to clean off because obviously all those pipes and all the rest of it. So this actually looks a little bit dirtier than the rest. This might lighten up. So I'm just going to see if I can get into some of these more difficult places to get to with a cloth. And actually just get in there with the cotton bud and clean them up a little bit more, which seems to be working. I don't want it quite that dark. A little bit better. So this video is now sitting around about the probably around about the 15-16 minute mark. So as always, we've reached that number, 15 to 20. So I am going to carry on taking bits of this out off camera. We shall call this episode 3 done. So episode 4 we're going to be looking to fix all of this into place on the diorama. We can start adding the other effects, the streak marks from where the wind would have been attacking it, things like that. So we're going to be using some dry brushing techniques. We're also going to be using some pigments, and we'll just start to dust this up. We'll probably use a little bit of chrome silver or aluminium silver or something like that when we do the streaking, because you'd think that if it's been sitting there for as long as we have planned it to be sitting there, it's going to start to, the wind and everything will start to get it through to bare metal. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Be good, be safe, and as always, keep making models, and we shall catch you next time. Ta-ta!